Welcome back. Sometimes when your child is just not making the best choices or having tantrums, it's so easy to feel shame and to allow that shame really to eat you up inside as a parent. And oftentimes, parents can think to themselves, what must others be thinking about me and my parenting style? So we have Abby Crouse with us, the clinical director at the Family Support Center here in Utah, live in studio to talk about this. Thank you for coming, Abby.
Of course, thank you.
This shame factor, it is such a real thing. Tell us a bit then about why it's important to be aware of shame as a parent.
Yeah, I think one thing is to remember that probably all of us, a lot of us, if not all of us, experience shame. So when we just want to normalize that, that's something that comes up. But as a parent, why it's really important to be aware of it is oftentimes when we begin to feel shame about ourselves and our performance as parents, sometimes that can trickle into this cycle of us then beginning to maybe possibly put some of the shame concepts on our own children.
Yes, indeed, because you're feeling it so intensely. It's like you just push it onto them because no one likes that feeling. It doesn't feel good even as an adult. So what can we do then if we feel shame?
Yeah, so I think one thing is to just begin to be aware of what shame looks like for you. I think one indicator that shows that maybe shame could be coming up is when we notice ourselves being overly judgmental of ourselves or others, right? If you notice yourself just constantly being like, why are you doing this? You're so bad, right? The difference between shame and guilt is not that I did something bad, but I am bad. If we notice those things, I think that's really important. So be aware of it. Then when you're aware of it, begin to ask yourself, is this really true? Do I really believe what this is saying? Is this something that's maybe put on me from society, from culture? Try to really check in with yourselves and understand, is this just coming from some of this shame belief, or is this something that I truly actually believe about myself?
Don't you think just recognizing even that voice of like, okay, this is shame talking, this isn't me.
Yes.
This isn't who I am. That's huge to even to be able to do that. That's like step number one.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice on how even to, recognize that shame? I guess you kind of touched on that, but I don't know how many people are aware of when it's building inside of us. Again, that simple factor of just being aware of it.
Yeah, I think, like I said, so the difference between shame and guilt, like I said, guilt is that idea that maybe I did something bad, right? Yeah. Maybe I made a mistake. I think anytime that we notice some of these really standard, phrases of I am bad, I'm a bad parent, I am not worthy, I shouldn't be a parent. Those pieces, I think those are really big indicators. So if we can just notice that thought come up, that really is what kind of that shame is looking like. I believe that I myself am bad. I believe I'm not worthy, and I don't believe that I need acceptance, which is really the concept of shame.
But rephrasing it like, okay, maybe in this moment I didn't react the way I wanted to, but that was a moment of reaction. That's not who I am. Yes. Okay, huge. So should we share these feelings with our kids then?
I think that we should definitely share the concepts of understanding shame and guilt, what that might look like. But I think that something really big when we talk about sharing is actually just talking with people that you trust in, people that you believe are non-judgmental, because actually the way that we kind of decrease and mitigate shame is by talking about it, is by getting it out. Because I think we end up seeing actually that the feelings we have and what we're experiencing is a lot more normal than we think it is. We're not the person, we're not the issue. A lot of people experience these things that we're going through.
Yeah, and as soon as you talk to that person and hear them say, oh my goodness, that's happened to me, don't worry, it just is what it is. Okay, so tell us too then, for people to get more information, our time is up sadly, I feel like we're just scraping the surface. Where can people go to learn more and to really continue to grow in their parenting? Yeah,
you can always go to familysupportcenter.org. We've got free parenting classes where we touch on some of these concepts.
Okay, we really appreciate your time always here on Wednesdays, Abby. Again, familysupportcenter.org. You see the website there at the bottom of your screen. We thank you for your time here today.
Thanks.